CQ RAYNET. This is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time and is open to all amateur radio operators interested in emergency communications. The primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange news, opinions and information, with additional information and announcements available on the RAYNET-UK website at www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net, which means all calls are to be made to the net control station unless you're instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to leave the net immediately after checking in, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you want to leave after subsequent turns, then please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll pause, repeat how I've heard, and if you're not acknowledged, then please do try again. And if you miss your turn to call in, I will call for strays at the end of the UK and international sections. So as usual, I'll start taking calls to the net in the call sign number order. So any stations with figure 8 in their call sign, please call now. This is G4NRC.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee, G8 EEY, name is Mike.
G4NRC, I've got Mike, Golf 8 Echo Yankee. Any other 8s, please? G over. No 8s, but an enthusiastic 3. We'll get to you. Okay, let's have 7. The station's figure 7 in their call sign. Please go ahead, over. Charlie Delta Foxtrot, Mike 7, Charlie Delta. Charlie Delta Foxtrot, good afternoon. Believe that was Colin, your signal's a bit broken. Any other 7s, please? G4NRC, over.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Good afternoon, Greg.
G798, Golf 7 November Echo Hotel. Good afternoon, Greg.
For an RC, okay, so that adds good afternoon to Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, and Graham, Golf 7 November Echo Hotel. Let's try for 6s. Stations figure 6 in their call sign, please go ahead, over.
Good afternoon, Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo. In and out, please, Greg.
Papa Delta Echo, good afternoon, Chris. Copy to you in and out. Any other 6s, please? G4NRC, over. RC, nothing heard, so let's have 5. Stations figure 5 in their call sign, please go ahead. For an RC, not many in the organisation. Let's go for 4s. Stations figure 4 in their call sign, please go ahead.
G4NRC, G4KUJ, Trevor in Watford.
G4NRC, this is G4 X-Ray Uniform Romeo. Name is David in Somerset. Good afternoon.
G4 G4NRC. So Trevor, G4KUJ, and David, G4XUR. Any other fours, please? G4NRC, over.
MW3VGN. MW3VGN, Tristan Westwings calling in.
G4NRC, I was calling for fours, Tristan. Any other foot stations figure 4 in their call sign, please go ahead, over. For NRC, no more fours heard, so Tristan, you're in the log. Mike Whiskey 3, Victor Juliet November. Any other threes, please? G4NRC, over.
Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray. Ian, in and out this week, Craig, thank you.
Golf 3 Victor Echo Hotel G3VH, Neutral Point in Cornwall. In and out this afternoon, Craig. G3VH.
For NRC returning, okay. Ian, Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray, copied in and out. Chris, Golf 3 Victor Echo Hotel, also copied in and out, but much better on that over than when you blipped in out of sequence earlier. Okay, thanks for that. Let's go for 2. Stations figure 2 in their call sign, and that includes you, Intermediate Blues. Please call now, over. G4NRC, second call, any stations figure 2 in their call sign, please go ahead, over. G4NRC, then it's 1s, stations figure 1 in their call sign, please go ahead, over. G4NRC, second call, any stations figure 1, please call now, over. For NRC, then let's have Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please call now, over.
Mike 0 Juliet Victor Zulu. I'll be in and out, but I will be listening through to the end.
Try again. Mike 0 Juliet Victor Zulu. Okay, good afternoon, Les. Copied you in and out. Any other Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please, over.
Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot 0.
Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra. Good afternoon, Drew. Okay, let's go for Golf 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please, over.
Golf Whiskey 0 Juliet Lima X-Ray. Good afternoon, Greg. Name is Andy, Raynet, Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please, over.
W0JLX, G4NRC. Good afternoon, Andy. Copied. I've got traffic for you. Courtesy of some help from Trevor, I've now got all I need to answer your email of what feels like a few weeks ago, but probably no more than 3. So hopefully I'll get that email out to you tonight. Just got taken by other things over the weekend. Okay, any UK stations who missed their turn to call in, please call now. G4NRC, over. So you heard, so any of our international colleagues on air today, that's usually Nordsam Band of Norway, Aaron in Ireland, Aries in Slovakia. Any of our internationals, please. G4NRC, over.
Lima Alpha 6 India Mike, name is Hans, in and out, Greg.
Lima Alpha 6 India Mike, good afternoon Hans, carried you in and out, and thanks for the email on the IARU list earlier. There will be a small tweak before that document gets submitted tomorrow, but I'll let everybody know what it is. Okay, so any stations UK or international who've missed their turn to call in, please call now. G4NRC, over. G4NRC, okay. So, usual reminder, Graham, G7NEH, that is live streaming the net to YouTube as usual today. Past live streams and recordings are available by searching G7NEH, that's Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, on YouTube. With the close down of 3G mobile telephony, meaning that coverage in many areas is still waiting for 4G and 5G to arrive, coverage is poor at best. The completion of the Vodafone and 3 merger this week with the intent to improve their coverage should appear positive. However, while the merger requirements do call for upgrades of the 5G network, the assimilation of the two nets may take up to 3 years to complete. The overriding target of the new company aspires to reach more than 99% of the UK population with their 5G network by 2034. As usual, population doesn't align with geographical areas, so those not spots that we get called to fill in may not be going away anytime soon. Also in telecoms news, you might have noticed a publicity campaign has commenced to remind vulnerable people that the analogue phone system is due to be switched off by 1st of January 2027, which affects telecare devices that they use. For all other users, the switchover deadline technically remains the end of this year. The move to a totally VoIP system and its associated problems in a power outage is something groups may want to consider in their call-out and response plans. So with that being all I could scrape out of the barrel this week, let's go see what thoughts you've all got. Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4NRC from G8EEY. Oh, the good news first. Okay, in Norfolk, well, we've had some pretty monsoon weather in the last couple of days with definitely some electrical storms. Actually heard some of it on VHF Radio 4 reception on an analogue receiver. Currently 16 centigrade, 1017 millibars, 66% relative humidity, and 34% cloud cover, and a mild breeze of 7.4 miles per hour from 258. Yeah, that does worry me about call-outs. I've been struggling to get a PC desktop to SMS program running properly. It's weird. One of these American outfits, one that refers to rather large numbers, is tending to get in the way, but there we go. Yeah, my only other bit of information is the next COM meeting is not tomorrow, so don't panic, but it's the following Monday on the 16th, from G8EEY.
Go Yankee, G4 and RC returning. Yeah, there's a few SMS systems around. Having said that, I always forget the name of the ones we use, and so do Kent and a few others, which is SAR stuff, which is proving quite reliable. Keep trying to encourage myself to use it more, and just add on to the difficulties that we're having with a few members and or groups with emails, getting them through. So SMS does form a suitable fallback if you can hit lots of people at a time with an SMS. Thanks for the reminder of the COM meeting. That's why Andy's been very much on my conscience in trying to answer a question he's been posed before the next COM. So that's why I need to get him what he needs. Okay, and as far as the electrical storms, yeah, they were very evident. I actually forgot to put Blitz Autung on to see what was happening during the HFNet yesterday, but there were still some quite significant crashes and bangs around with the thunderstorm watch that was in place yesterday. Okay, thanks, Mike. Let's go to Colin. Mike 7, Charlie Delta Foxtrot, G4 and RC, over. Seven, Charlie Delta Foxtrot, M7 CDF, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, suspect that might be in and out from London, so we'll move on down, try Colin again on the next round. Dave, over to you. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, good afternoon, Greg, and good afternoon, everyone on the net. Sorry, been away for some weeks. We've had some technical problems and also ongoing family things taking up weekends. So we've had a fettle here this morning and actually hardwired the internet into the Pi Star board, the Pi 3B, I think it is, rather than using the internet. And it seems to be sticking and not dropping out so far, fingers crossed. And everything seems to be working well. So this could be the way forward. I might do a bit of shopping and buy a couple more of the larger Pi Star boards and build a couple of well-deserved new hotspots and have a renewing session across the board. Back to you, Greg. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC returning. Okay, I was wondering how you were getting a hardwired network into your Pi to do that. I'm still visualising it as a Pi 0. Certainly I didn't pick up on any dropouts through that. Audio is nice and clear, so yeah, Wi-Fi just gets horribly problematic in some areas. So hardwiring is getting back into fashion again. Okay, thanks, Dave. Let's go to Graham and see how many viewers we've got. Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC, G798. Good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon to all on the net. Yeah, last week we had a total of 37 views and 3 likes throughout the week. And on this week's up to now, just bear with me 2 seconds. Yeah, this week up to now we've had a total of 8 views. There is 5 current viewers on online, so thank you for that. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, all very much appreciated. Okay, not a lot else from me, Greg. So if I can drop out the next round, I'll obviously keep listening and streaming till the end of the net. G4 NRC, G798.
G4 and RC, tried that again, seemed to get bumped off a bit there. So thanks for that, Graham. Copied you out on that one, and good afternoon to the YouTube viewers who are there. So that's good to see and hear. What I should do is try and set something up so I can look for any comments on the YouTube stream in case anybody's got questions, but we'll see how we go with that. Let's go to Trevor, G4KUJ, G4 and RC, over.
G4NRC, G4KUK. Yep, good afternoon, Greg and everybody else. Nice to hear everyone again this afternoon. Not done a lot on the radio front this week, been a bit busy. Thanks to Drew for having a look at the email I sent him a week and a bit ago, and everything seems to have settled down on the tunnels and the supernodes since whatever you did, Drew. That seems to have worked a treat. The only other comment I would make is that Tristan's audio is very, very, very loud compared with all the other stations. So that's about it from me, Greg. Have skimmed through the email you sent this morning, and it looks as if it's pretty well covered most of bases, I think. So back to you, G4NRC, G4KUJ.
For KUJ, G4NRC returning. Okay, right, let's go in reverse again. So that's the IARU email. Yes, thank you for that. Took a bit of a while to get the words sort of right, so I'm glad I'm getting positive comments. Agreed, Tristan's audio is loud, but we'll deal with that when we get to Tristan in a couple of overs' time. And yes, from what I've seen going in and out on the EDN or ADN network, everything does seem to be stable again. I'm still a couple of versions behind on my microtic routers, but really just going to leave them while they're working and while everything's happy, and get around to upgrading everything else as now required. Also, as a tee up for Drew, as soon as I say it, I forget what I'm actually running. OpenWRT router firmware. I've got one of those sat on the Arden network. It's really desperately wanting to do something useful, but I can't think what. Right, next on the list is David, Golf 4 X-ray Uniform Romeo. And to save me typing out an email, David, I will go through what you sent me and modify your repeater requests accordingly rather than you resubmitting. It's probably quicker. Golf 4 X-ray Uniform Romeo, G4NRC, over.
G4XUR. Returning, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, Nanette. And thank you very much indeed, Greg. And apologies again that it was a late last night, and I'd committed to getting it done at least 2 weeks before the event, which the deadline was an hour after I'd sent it. So thank you very much. Just noting on the topics, we're on Parish Council number 4 down here in Somerset that have asked us for a presentation on our development or utilisation of a PMR 446 system for the parish councils to use to monitor local activities, principally floods and rain, etc. But the initial work we did with a village hall has seemed to have snowballed now, and they're all interested in it. So we've got 2 other dates for presentations that we need to give. Anyway, that's enough of that. Repager systems. Up in my attic, I still have 20 VHF pages that we did play with a lot 30 odd years ago. I can't remember what batteries they need, but we could always get those out, and 100 watt PA on I think it was 144-800 for a very short few seconds might activate them. Well, that's how it used to work. Anyway, with that, the temperature's 19 degrees C here. I don't know anything else about the wind or whatever, and the shack is 22. So all's good down here. Thank you very much, G4NRC. This is G4XUR.
RC returning. Okay, so you're joining the club of giving me weather reports to log in as well. Thankfully, Trevor doesn't correct me very often in the log if I get things wrong. So thanks for those reports. Bit of a mix and match thing. He said VHF pages and then talks about the APRS frequency. Amateur paging is mostly landing up under the DAPnet system on 70 centimetres, and the revision of licensing arrangements does make that a little bit more doable for people now. For me, it's just so limited in time. With regards to your PMR 446 snowballing, then just to put a different perspective on it, that is a system that started off, I think it was discussed before, in America. Got a poster from the Polish National Society, how they and their emergency comm groups were promoting PMR 446 and CB as here's your go-to channels for that local stuff, as part of a leveraging more coverage for us by the users doing some of it for themselves. So yeah, all noted. And the only other one I've got in my conscience is those call signs that were blocked on your requests should now be available again. It looks like I might not have done something on the full deletion when I sorted stuff out last time, but it's been sorted now. Right, Tristan, Mike Whiskey 3, Victor Juliet November, your audio is a little on the hot side. Tristan, not sure whether you're too close to the mic or whether it's a setting on your radio, so wondering what you're running, and we'll see what others confirm about your audio levels. Mike Whiskey 3, Victor Juliet November, G4 and RC, over.
Yeah, I'm holding it a bit away, so I was holding it a bit too close there, no problem. I hope that's okay now, and no further traffic there, Guy, and I'll hand it back to you. From MW3VJN, good afternoon to all.
Mike Whiskey 3, Victor Juliet November, G4 and RC. Okay, Tristan, that's much better. See what the others say, but yeah, nowhere near as loud, which is G4 and RC. I seem to have dropped out. Possibly some background hiss on your transmission, picking up a bit more room noise, but certainly quieter and less likely to be taking people's loudspeakers out of their casings. Okay, so. Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and RC and 0MFS. For some reason, I didn't hear the first call, which I assume was there. Never mind. Are you reading me now, over?
Zero, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, loud and clear now, Drew, over.
G4 and RC, 0MFS. Okay, don't know what happened there. A couple of things. One, yeah, the Supernode story is a balls up on my part. It managed to download a Babel-only firmware update, so it would only establish tunnels with Babel, so the latest firmware. And getting back out of that meant a total rebuild, so I actually got hold of a new app AC2 and rebuilt the Supernode, and it's now behaving fine. That does also mean I've got another AC2 that I can use for RF work when I can find the time to do it. The other one, which is interesting, is we had a familiarization with Devon and Cornwall Police and their SCC. It's a couple of weeks ago now, which was quite interesting, and we're revisiting some of our relationships, which have sort of gone a bit fuzzy over the last 10 or 15 years. But very interesting to find out that their
hotline to Cobra is a nice red analog phone, and they don't know what their solution for that is going to be. So it's not just the the health systems and all the other things. There's a lot of point-to-point lines that are going to have to be dealt with. That's it for the moment. Anything else, I'll scrabble the next time round from M0MFS.
Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, G4 and RC. Oh, that is a surprise. I would have thought, certainly given the experience of the National Power Outage exercises sat in our police headquarters, that it was all done over the fancy satellite system. So yes, it looks like a phone, but it plugs into something totally different. But okay, I wonder if anybody at the other end answers when they're testing it every week. But good to hear relationships are maintained, and yeah, I get it with the software updates and rebuilds. I'm looking at my bridge to the 44net, which I inadvertently connected to on Wi-Fi last night and found it wasn't doing anything that it should have been doing. I'm seriously wondering whether it's a try and rebuild that, or do I get the fresh app light out and start from cold and see whether it's just finger trouble in whatever I've done with a sticky setting. Okay, thanks Drew. I'm sure on the next round I'll have thought of something extra for you as well, but meanwhile we'll go back to Mike. Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and RC from G8 EEY. Yes, Drew wasn't imagining it. Your first call to Drew definitely went out as a squawk, nothing more. So I don't think any of us heard it. Yeah, I must admit I do like using network into Parstar. Even on the Pi Zero, you can actually get converters that will work quite nicely. I was planning to do that for Pi Stars at user service premises, but of course they won't allow anything to attach to their network, no matter how secure it is. Problem is, if you turn up in an emergency, if you've got to set up a computer and configure a Pi Star on the fly because they've changed the password and the username, it makes the whole thing a bit pointless. But yeah, well, that's the way things are going. But yeah, thanks for running the net, Greg. Always nice to hear your lovely voice. Hopefully hear you next week from G8 EEY.
Echo Echo Yankee, G4 NRC returning. Okay, starting to make me think I need to have the audio feedback again, but we know what the problems are with the latency on that. Going round two networks gets very distracting, but maybe if I turn the volume down I'll hear if it's an absolute squawk. Wired connections, yes, do like them myself. It does mean you can unplug something if it goes a bit wrong. And making things work in an emergency, not wholly similar, but I was at a meeting in a conferencing centre that started at 8 o'clock. As usual, that's 8 o'clock in the morning. As usual, there were issues. The room full of engineers couldn't make it work, and we found that the IT department didn't actually start until 8:30. So the day was rescued in the end, but you don't always get the people you need when you want them. Okay, thanks, Mike. And I think next Sunday is okay. I've forgotten which Sunday it was. I've got issues with going forward, so we'll have to see what runs. So let's try again now, though, for Colin, see if he's come back to us. Mike 7, Charlie Delta Foxtrot, M7 CDF, G4 and RC, over. For an RC, nothing heard, okay. And Trevor's entered into the log NA, so I'm guessing my call went out correctly. So we'll go down to Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, and thanks for doing that little test, Dave, on the group net on Friday, using the scratch pad to report you were on. does help people feel a little bit frustrated if we can actually say, yes, there was somebody else on there, it was just propagation wasn't on your side. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC, over.
GG4 MRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, no problem, Greg. It seemed quite a good idea, actually, and as you said, the other station calling down at Wixel is a good distance away for 2 metres from here, and we have got the ridge of hills in between us, so it's worth a try, and perhaps when there's more of us on that night and we can pass calls between us with different positioned members, you know, it works, but when there's only a couple, and it's as you say, it's good to log it, and it's another test of how things work, isn't it? But thanks for taking the net, and I will catch up with you hopefully next week, Greg. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC. Looks like I'm going to be hardwiring my hotspots at this rate, or doing something about this push to talk button. Your audio clear, no dropouts, hardwiring the system's doing you good. And yeah, I'll see what happens with future nets, whether or not we keep the same links going on CryptPad. So anybody who tries to join in with our group net but can't make themselves heard can at least leave a report. And we can see how we plug those gaps. And a bit like saying to Mike, it's better if we can fix it before we actually get into an incident. Okay, 7-3's Dave. Let's go for a final from Trevor. G4KUJ, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC, G4KUJ. Yeah, I agree with the using cables where possible, and I do that certainly here where I can. Just to pick up Mike's point about going somewhere else where you're not sure whether you've got hardwired Ethernet or access to a Wi-Fi. What I've got in my little transportable digital box is a GLI sort of small router, which has got a couple of Ethernet sockets on, one of which goes to the Pi hat through one of the adapters, and the other one goes to the AR300 node for Arden. And that way, if you've got access to a socket, you can plug it in, or if not, you can just program the router on the fly to go into whatever Wi-Fi you can get at, which could, of course, be a local hotspot on a phone or an iPad or what have you. And the final thing, Christian's audio was much lower that time, and about the same level as everybody else's. So that's all from me, and all be well. She'll be around next week. G4 NRC, G4KUJ.
KUJ, G4 NRC. Okay, Trevor. Yeah, on my trip away earlier on, or back end of last week, I didn't take the travel routers with me, so didn't try doing the Arden from remote locations back through tunnels. Time just didn't really allow anyway. I was meant to be playing some HF on that trip, and a nice set of roadworks meant that I lost about half an hour in each direction just admiring the countryside, which made playing radio not really a doer. So thanks for that. We'll take a final now. Oh, yes, I think I've given David all the information I need about repeaters. So round to David, Golf 4 X-Ray Uniform Romeo, G4 and RC, over.
G4X, you are returning the group. And thanks very much indeed, Greg, for your understanding. I will improve, and I've told our committee we need at least another 2 events between the long gap that we've just suffered. Anyway, with that, nothing else to report, but thank you very much indeed for running the net, and good afternoon to you and others on the net. G4X, you are.
X-ray Uniform Romeo, G4 and RC. Okay, yes, well, we are also getting into that holiday season where, while I try and be as connected as I can, things might not be turning around in a day or so. It does tend to raise expectations that things can be done, but there are times when I am in not spots and or don't have full computing with me. So, yeah, earlier the better. And now we've resolved the issue with your call signs, you've got some spares to use and rotate around. I can just set things to start from the right times. Right, we finished the net today then with Drew and open WRT routers and appropriate uses of on Arden. Drew, or should I just be getting the pies out and doing something proper? Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and RC, M0 MFS. Oh dear, WRT routers. I think it's past their time maybe, and pies or little single board computers may be the way to go, but that's only my personal opinion. You may differ. Yeah, I should have said that the analog phone line is the backup to their government SAT system, which I admit to knowing exists, but don't really know very much about what it's based on or anything like that. Interesting that the understanding of Gov Wi-Fi in the actual control center was a little bit vague, but we managed to get everybody on it, but more because I live on it every day anyway. So knew the numbers to call for people who didn't have government IDs. So that was an interesting one. Other than that, yeah, it was a very interesting get together, and I'm hoping we're going to manage to resurrect some work and actually do something sensible with the LRF and the police moving forward. Anyway, thanks for running the net, Greg, and catch you all next week from M0 MFS.
Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, G4 and RC. Well, forgotten where I've played this one out. Having made the contact, it's worth striking while the iron's hot. I did get frustrated with one of our European country colleagues who just took their contact from government every 5 years just to check names were still okay, but no actual exercises as being okay. It doesn't really prove that we can do anything. The OpenWRT, it's not strictly a router. Son-in-law gave me a Western Digital network attached storage system. The one that was roundly hacked and you definitely wouldn't put on the network with the original Western Digital firmware on it. So I'm being presented with this. I've put OpenWRT on it, so it is hopefully less vulnerable. But it has just got a reasonably sized hard disk. But you're right, there's not a lot of beans behind it to drive anything. So it's just sitting there flashing away and not doing anything productive yet. But I'll keep thinking. It passes the test of it was free and therefore it deserves to be used. Right, doing well on time, so we shall bring the net to a close and thank everybody for taking time out of the schedules to participate today. Be careful, have a good week, and until next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, I'll close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net on talk groups 50231, 23531 on the RAYNET-UK servers, and 23531 on Pheonix and Brandmeister. So closing the net and returning those talk groups to an open net rather than a directed net. 730. This is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing. I'm reverting to my normal call sign. Have Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo. Bye bye.